عبدك العجيز ضعيف مسكين وظالم وجهل but for the grace of Allah that we're still in existence. And they're teaching for us that if all our actions and all the practices of our religion make us to feel that we're something, it pulled us away from our Creator. And only the tariqas and the guidance of the tariqas that are connected to this reality, they teach people to be nothing. If you're not being taught to be nothing, then everything that we do, we think it's building our something, it's building our presence, and as a result of that presence we draw further away from the Divinely reality. And alhamdulillah, they've come and they taught us this is like a binary code, 1 and 0. If we don't understand that as we approach the One, as we approach Allah we have to be nothing, and our life is to be a nuqt. Anyone wanting to reach their goal of the One, to reach the realities of the Creator, to reach towards the oceans and satisfaction of the Creator, must know that whatever they practice and whatever they do and whatever they accomplish, they're nothing, and that they took a path in which to be nothing. La ilaha anta subhanaka inni kuntu minadh dhalimin. That glory be to Allah and that I am verily an oppressor to myself. And if that's not understood, then so many recitations and beatific poetry comes back to remind people that the practices we do, the accomplishments we achieve, everything that we do in the way of Allah, it's meant to render us as a servant, and that servanthood, its reality was to be nothing. The master of that reality is called Muhammadun Rasulullah. And for all of creation and every existence coming into existence, Allah gave the master of annihilation, the master of these realities, the master of the one whom brings everything to its nothingness. The ocean in which its reality breaks down everything to be nothing in the presence of Allah. And as a result we approach through the realities of Sayyidina Muhammad whom teaches us in this way, teaches us be nothing. Be nothing, efface ourselves, drop ourselves no matter what is accomplished. The greatest title is to be in service to Allah, service to His creation, service to Sayyidina Muhammad. And the power of that service, the reality of that service, the blessings of that service can only be achieved through nothing. The one whom can understand and implement fully within their lives that whatever Allah addressing, whatever is being accomplished, wherever we've gone and done in ziyarats and hajj and everything, we don't bring it upon ourselves to make us to be something, means on and off. And the reality of binary code now for computing people and technology people, very easy. 1 and 0 doesn't exist, and its reality is actually on and off. They send a charge, it's on. The absence of the charge is off. Prophet comes and teaches, taught his companions, taught nations, taught awliya, taught all of these realities, and awliyaullah come into our lives to remind us that take a path in which to be nothing. Means how to turn your power off, how to diminish the power that you think you have by your false presence. Because shaitan gives people to feel that they have a presence, they have some sort of an energy, they have some sort of an accomplishment, and we went into those teachings based on the levels of the nafs. As soon as the reality of the nafs is going to be raised from the nafs that is completely a renegade to the Divine, as this nafs is growing, the danger of the elevation of realization of oneself is that it begins to think that it has accomplished something and that it is something. And the tariqah comes as a reminder that your accomplishment is in your ability to remain nothing. Because if they remain in the state in which they don't manifest, they show themselves as nothing, they understand in their humility and in their way to be nothing, then every reality can be addressed upon that servant. And that on and off is continuously moving and switching. That when they're approaching Prophet they know to remain a nuqt, and that Prophet is the one, means wahid. Because you are not reaching to Allah. Your life is to emulate and copy the way, and this is why we called Ahlul Sunnah. We are the people whom follow the way of Prophet means then you must be following your Imam. The Imam is the one and we are nothing. If we manifest, if our knowledge makes us think we're something, our hajj makes us think we're something, or fasting made us think we're something, seclusions whatever they were describing in these kalams made us to think we were something. One and one repel. If you think you're one, that one, you repel from the one that you are trying to attach your heart to. Positive energy is not going to be attractive, because if Prophet is that one and you begin to follow the waswases of shaitan and think that you're a positive charge, what happens? The positive and positive will repel and push you away from the reality of Prophet. In your jism, in your reality of your light, you're sending a signal that pushes you away from the reality. The reality is to remain that you are nothing, and only through that nothingness you allow the magnetism of Prophet to attract you. La ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah. In every aspect of your reality, whatever Allah addressing to you is a life of humility. With their ishq and their love, their need for Prophet, they recognize to themselves that they are sinners. They have no way of reaching Allah's satisfaction. What happens is that you continuously tell yourself, I'm nothing, and you see the beautiful nature of these kalam. Where the one previous to that is, let's go to Medina, let's go to Medina, and then be like the Diwanaya Mustafa. Those they try to translate it like crazy, those who are crazy in love. But the Diwan means those who are in the association of Nabi Mustafa. The dunya looks at them like something wrong with you, because they put Diwan as derogatory. But the Diwan were those whom are lost in the association of Sayyidina Muhammad in the presence of the King of all created universes. What they care about anyone else from this world and what people think of them. Their whole way and the whole way of realities was, I'm nothing. I'm trying to be a servant of the servant of Allah, trying to be of service, live a service, and to love my King with all my life, all my soul, all my property, all my family at the presence of Sayyidina Muhammad's holy feet. And you remind yourself that His holy foot upon your head and neck, and you wear the sandal, nalain, you wear the turban, you wear the sunnah to remind yourself that you're nothing, and that His holy feet to remain upon your head and your neck, so that don't let me to ever lift my head thinking I'm something, let me to remain to be a nuqt. Because when there's a nuqt, only then when Prophet wants, he releases a positive charge to the nuqt. And this is the spiritual binary technology. So how the shaykhs speak, how they speak what others don't understand and don't know. It's not from a book, it's not from something memorized. How they reach to people, how their energies reach to people, how they enter into people's hearts and how they enter into people's lights, how they inspire people towards goodness. It's not from them, it's from the understanding. If you're a nuqt, when Prophet wants to, he sends you from his qudra. When you're reaching towards him your life in continuous face, because light has many faces, many directions. The direction that facing Prophet is always to be of, I'm nothing, I've not achieved anything of what you can bestow upon me, I've not a knowledge that's of any value compared to what you can pour into my heart, I've done no service of any value that you can pour into my reality. Means continuously whatever it is, it's nothing compared to what you can bestow. And as a result they have in their world of light, their reality that faces Prophet is a continuous nuqt. So that to receive the faiz and the emanation, when the faiz comes it's a positive charge. As a result of the positive charge that hits them, then those whom are looking at their light, they see that one. And the reality of the murshid is that he has a face with his students, and as a result he's teaching his students that when you come towards us, be a nuqt. Don't show yourself, don't think yourself, continuous as a nothing, 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 live a life of service. And this system is how this reality and faiz reaches to people. When you approach through the tafakkur and contemplation, a life of service, a life in the way of that reality, you're training in your nuqt and nuqt and nuqt. And as a result you continuously receive the faiz of the soul of the shaykh. As the shaykh is approaching Prophet to be nothing, they receive the faiz, and that faiz is like a one for the students who are nuqt. So everyone trying to reach a reality must reach it with a nuqt, be nothing. As soon as you think you're something you will repel from the shaykh. Then people they leave. Say, why they leave? Because they stopped being a nuqt. Something within them makes them feel they're something. Oh, maybe he's doing weird spiritual things. But you have 4 children that were raised in that reality, 5 children raised in that reality. What spiritual things? Something in your mind comes to you and thinks that you're something. As soon as you think you're something and you got this far from your cleverness, what happens? Something within you starts to think you're something and then immediately repels away from that reality. Anyone in technology will teach you, when the system doesn't work, if the charge is going on both sides, there's no binary. When the nuqt thinks it's something, it can no longer receive from that energy. As a result, they repel their charge, and it's magnetism. It's all in this reality. Alhamdulillah, we're at a point in our lives where the science can explain it. If you keep your charge to be nothing, then the juzba and the magnetism of reaching the destination is continuously dressing you. As soon as you feel it to be something, the charge doesn't reach to you and you begin to pull away and repel. These are for the students that vanish. Then look at all the scholars who vanished, because they came at some point in their life, maybe they were humble, then they studied, then they memorized, then they taught this hadith, that hadith, then they start to find da'if and weak. Now you're in danger. Who are you to say something is weak from Prophet? It's just your brain is weak. Because external scholars, this was their danger. When they start to criticize and comment as if now their light and energy is coming, the thinking of themselves of something, and then these kalams are describing. You went all the way and you pray all night long to scratch your forehead. Why you scratch your forehead and make marks? So that people will think you're pious and that you're nuqt, or you wanted Allah to think that you're a nuqt. Because if the waswas of shaitan enters for scholars and whoever else in religion, they begin to build an energy in themselves thinking they are the one. They may even hide it from people, but as a result you begin to repel from Prophet. Then their teachings, you hear them as if not with respect towards the reality of Sayyidina Muhammad, and that's what these nuts are drawing attention to. You went for Hajj, you spent all your time at the Kaaba, you barely spent one day in the presence of Sayyidina Muhammad. What do you thought you were going to accomplish like that? Before everybody would go to Madinah Munawwarah and spend days in the presence of Prophet.